The dawn of a new generation is here, a new civilization. It all began in the mountains and valleys of our plains, where the first of our kind was born by Mother Nature, the cradle of humankind. Ever since then, our species have thrived. We've learned how to speak, write, fly, and create new worlds. Our journey of civilization has taken us to many lands, beyond waters and far into the depth of space. Today, the force of evolution has taken us to the new path. Are we ready to take this leap? To go on this journey, we must return to our origins. As we enter a new epoch for our species, we must understand that the origin of mankind is literally its future. We are leading humanity to this next phase. This is an invitation to begin the journey of the next level of our technological progress, from where our civilization began. Introducing GEN4IR, accelerating our singularity future for development in Africa.
TAF's Global Summit for 2022 will be held at the beautiful Sun City Resort in the Northwest Province of South Africa. It brings together delegates and speakers from various parts of the world who will come and share their experience and expertise and help to come up with collaborative solutions between academia, private and public institutions.
Now, at this summit, first, you will learn about the exponential technologies in communications and information, robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotech, and much more that are going to allow entrepreneurs and reformers in Africa to transform their economies, their institutions, and their whole societies. Second, you are going to be able to meet and talk with those reformers, the intellectuals, and the entrepreneurs who are going to create this transformation. And third, you can be part of the transformation yourself at this conference. You will be engaged. You will see what the future of Africa can be and should be if we unleash the creative intelligence and power of South Africans and people in all African countries.
We have to move along with the moving times. And if you're really concerned about the future of humanity and what we can do in order to change it or make it better for ourselves and for the coming generation, you have to be there. I'll be there 23rd and 24th of March 2022, Sun City, South Africa.
I'm glad that no matter what, we can organize this special event in Sun City, and hope to see you soon, guys. Please check our website, our social media. We are working for you day by day to get together the prominent names all around the world, from biotech, longevity industry, eVTOL, flying car market, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence as well.
Futurists, transhumanists, singularitarians, longevity scientists, industry pioneers will converge to produce ideas that will inspire projects that will drive the fourth industrial revolution. TAFS is a gateway in and out of Africa. We have been connecting governments, companies, organizations, policymakers and entrepreneurs to come together to think, create and build the future of our species. This summit is a futurecast. It features everything from education, blockchain solutions, smart cities, medicine, life extension, amongst many others. Become part of the minds that will fashion the next generation of the fourth industrial revolution. It begins here. Welcome to Sun City.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Future Discussions podcast.
Yeah, hello. I'm very honored.
Yeah, so this is a great occasion to be here. We are still in the series of interviews that we're conducting with the speakers that are going to be gracing our summit that will be happening in South Africa next month, the Gen4IR Summit. It's an opportunity for entrepreneurs, policymakers, inventors, and creators from across the globe to converge and create the ideas that we will use to set up the fourth industrial revolution and achieve the progress that we want, not only in Africa but across the world. TAVS is acting as a gateway in and out of Africa, and we believe that extraordinary minds like the person I have on the show today, like the guest we have on the show today, will be the ones that will set up this project, that will set up the progress that we need in Africa. So I'm glad to have on the show today an extraordinary friend of mine and a great mind, Emanuel Suchefort. He's a co-founder of Pschentrix Inventors and the CEO of Pschentrix Cities. Pschentrix Cities is an inventor-driven innovation movement and smart city system which can be blueprinted modelly anywhere in the world. Emanuel has over 25 years experience in the investment and banking sector. As an advisor, he has structured over 200 companies being prepared for public markets. With his deep knowledge and MA and business development strategies, he has activated an international team to initiate the first future project to disrupt the world. It's with great pleasure that I'd like to welcome you, Mr. Emanuel, to our Future Discussions podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much being here and being part of this movement. It's a very, very big honor for me, and I really look forward to this event. And I think this is exactly where it hits the nail, the wishes and needs. So, and we fitting 100% into this, into the goals you want to reach.
Oh, great. So just to before we get started, before we get into your presentation, just for our audience, a little bit about Catatrix. What is this about, and the project that you're doing?
Yeah, as you just mentioned with Catatrix, together we founded this the Pschentrix Inventors, which is basically the hub for all scientific inventors, real inventors around the globe, and we give them a home. We give them the last step to move, to make the ideas happen, and to be part of the whole world, and we can show this. And we turned a bit the view, means that we're not setting up a city, a classical future city, and then inviting the technologies. We have the technologies in our network through Catatrix. We have these technologies top of the notch, only naming a few I will mention later on. We have the blockchain, our own open blockchain for these young entrepreneurs. We have our own open IE. We have hydrogen in a new way, and all the stuff, so all what's needed. And with this idea, we said we give them a showcase, all these inventors, we give them a showcase to show the world how it works. And so this is how we build the cities from the scratch with the new knowledge ahead of all what exists already. And this is the home for all the people, for this remote worker, for people are in needs for this last step.
Yeah, interested. That's great. So give us a glimpse into, because what we are doing TAVS is trying to bring the best minds and the projects that you're doing when it comes to helping to set the stage for the next generation. Especially we are already into the fourth industrial revolution, and the gains of the fourth industrial revolution will be determined to a large extent on how intentional we are in piloting the projects. Like I was speaking with David Wood yesterday, and we touched upon that technology and progress does not happen automatically. It is actually human engineered, and it's an intentional process. So, we've looked critically at what you're doing. It's quite intentional, and it's not just the generic thing out there. So give us a glimpse into what your presentation will be all about in South Africa next month.
Yeah, I was following this, and it was very interesting what he said, because this, it always has two sides of the coin. So, and this is where we get this step beyond. The most are advising what to do and will advise others what to do in future, and we're doing. That's the difference. Yes, and as I said, this young people. Yes, Africa has the youngest population in the world, and it's growing rapidly. Has multi-scientific, educated young people, but have no access to the needs. For example, we're starting our cities with 6G networks, yes, for IoT and VOT based. So this is not. And they're sitting in environmentals where they have no electricity. They have to fight for their food or whatever, for shelter. It just started in Ukraine. Yes, highly educated blockchain guys working for me there. They are in need and danger. So we need to give them a home. Yes, and so we start this level with 6G network to make all these things happen. As I said, we have the blockchain network where we have COVID passport blockchain based. It's unhackable. We have we invent just a global health system blockchain based, because the people travel around the world or are refugees, have to take their stuff with this, and so they can carry this in the blockchain safe and share with people, or with agencies or organizations in need, and don't have to carry all the paperwork with it. So all this are technical stuff to make ideas happen, and we can invite them in the different cities. We just started the first in Cyprus. I'm just back from Oman. They were so excited. So we are starting there the second one. I have different approaches from African countries to do this. And so this is, it moves faster than we can produce, and then we can bring our people together, because the need is so high and everyone is talking until now. No one is using blockchain except for cryptocurrencies. We use this, and we do. And this is where we have the expertise with Catatrix, mainly as a scientific head. So she leads these people into the right direction. And we, with the very barely needed money as usual, and the network for with lawyers and all important things, so that we can bring each person on a level before they have to go to others and sell very cheap the idea to grow in a safe environment, and then go to the market. And this is what we technically do. And the mirror of this is the city world. It's the Pschentrix city, starting scientific based, not political based, not racial based or religion based or something. Only pure scientific is what counts, and this is all what brings us together and what makes love between us together.
Interesting. Very beautiful ideas that you're rolling out, and we believe that this kind of project is what actually is going to hold the world together. So I wanted to delve in a little bit more on the importance of this, the necessity of these kind of projects across the world, because you've essentially drawn out a blueprint of how to do this, not only in Europe and in Africa, but across the world. And you have the masterpiece. So talk to us about the importance of setting up smart city projects, like this kind of smart cities across the world in different countries, because people would say we have normally the normal cities that we have, and how is this different from the normal cities that we have across the world, the ones we have in China, the ones we have in Europe, America, in Dubai? Some of those are even smart cities. So what is it that is different about this kind of smart city project? And in what way does it actually help us going into the kind of future that our technology, our emerging and converging technologies are bringing to us? How important is this?
The most different is to all other existing, even future city or however name it, is that it is an organic, growing way that each new invention and each new inventor in this group is shaping the city in another way, and each country has an own needs, wishes and needs, and even a climate environment which is different with other needs. And so let's say if we have an African city in the desert or in the jungle or on the coastline, might look way different to the cities we have in Europe, because there are other needs, and or in Oman or in Asia or whatever. So the difference is, even if there's a generic blueprint, there's always the influence of this generation, this influence of this of this people growing in an environment and bringing other ideas in. The difference what we can bring is then adapting this idea to another country and help them with needs. For example, we have a COVID robot or something. This is needed elsewhere, yes, for any reason, but needs to place difference. Or we just working on a hospital blueprint, but there are other needs in an African country than in a European country. Yes, so this is the difference. So the main difference is that we're not having from outside political or development company driven in setup and plan to place X amount of people there. The difference is growing with the community, and it's changing and shaping with the community. This is the difference.
Yeah, very interesting. This is an idea that I think, and it's very important, because in a time and age where people are clamoring for indigenous development, indigenous cities being built up, indigenous technologies, it's very important that the approach that we use in developing cities is quite indigenous. It's something that sources from the local intelligence, because that's to a large extent what you talk about. It's something that is sourced from local intelligence, so that people build something that is really adaptable. So for what I understand, you bring in the intelligence, you bring in the blueprint, you're also bringing the support that will allow for the local intelligence to be harnessed, so that people can build from what they have. And you are integrating these with blockchain solutions. You're integrating these medicine fused with blockchain solutions that will help people to accelerate the progress. So it's more like these cities will be more like a living being in and of itself.
Yes,
that is.
And very, very important for existing companies or governments. They can approach those citizens there and telling their problems they have, and with this community they get ideas solved, problems solved through the ideas are there. So even we can turn the whole view and say, listen, some company has a problem. They can approach those young people or every age, whatever, entrepreneurs, and go to them and solving problems. So they're not sitting on their idea, need to sell their idea and waiting that someone is catching up by luck and bring this to the market. They have the platform bringing the ideas directly, even including the clients directly, because everyone knows they have to go there and see the state of the art. And so this saves them a lot of work. And as I said, we give them any small step. So if they need researchers to prove that it is marketable or something, we give it to them. If they need the lawyer for forming them, because these nerd guys are usually not the marketing guys, or vice versa. So we help them to brand the product and to test this before it goes to the public market. And this test is a real city environment with real life, with all the problems and happiness in those cities. And this is unique, and this never ever exists before in the world. And this is what we bring. And as I said, we get overfluted. We already have 50,000 people in the network waiting to be accepted and showing what they have. And this is exactly what the governments need to show, to give this to their citizens, that they are possible even living in this environment, even if it's changed in the future. For example, rising sea level will bring a huge problem and a huge shift of people from into other regions, and we can stop this. We can leave them there with our technologies and make a new level so that the next 100 years are safe and they can stay where they live and where their roots are. This is very important.
Yeah, very important, because I wanted to delve deep a little bit into how the cities will be fashioned with the growing threat of climate change. How the cities will be fashioned with the growing threat of climate change, and on how advantageous it is that these cities be set up, relation to what is happening with climate change. Or why is it important that governments should pay attention to this, especially with the growing threats of climate change?
Yes, we start, as I said, from the scratch. So how the cities will be built is very important. Means the technologies we use to using other materials to save, for example, 3D printed is now known, but there are other levels. So you can even have a big scale 3D printed modular building. So there's no waste, even if there is waste. So this is very important for the future. As I said, the rising sea level will bring problems. We have floating cities to set up, but the waste needs to be eliminated. We have a project, a company from Germany is eating all this waste, even if it's toxic or if it's concrete from the production or whatever, turns into sand, nothing else, no harm on the environment. And we built the electricity we need. With all this 6G, we need tons of servers and so on. Needs high electricity. We produce this out of the water right away in another way, hydrogen. So not with this very expensive and energy-taking splitting system. We cut this away, and as a side effect, we produce fresh water by this splitting system. So even salting this or even intoxing this. So we are working with companies, mining companies together. Mining is very toxic for the environment. So they leave clean water, and this is how we change it. This is where even this main parts needs to be visited by all governments because waste is a big problem. Land which is toxic but still people live there. We see all the pictures, yes, in South America, for example. They live on toxic hills, yes, and we can change this. We can clean the environment and make a future. And all what we set up anew is it's green. It's we produce more energy than we need, so we can have this. As a right, having clean water, having electricity, and having a safe environment. This is what we can give.
Yeah, this is very fantastic and very amazing, because even in South Africa, South Africa is presumably one of the hub of gold mining in Africa, and when it comes to that, the government, I believe, we will welcome that, because bringing in new innovations when it comes to mining, the approach towards mining, is going to be it's going to be a breakthrough now that will help the scaling of these of this kind of thing. We had on the show earlier this week Mr. Arkaraki. He's the CEO and founder of All Eye Africa, and is really deep into growing systems, aquaponics, hydroponics, and vertical food gardens, and all of that. And I know that
100%.
Yes, and I know that this is also integrated into what you're doing as Catatrix Cities, heavily integrated, because I've seen some of your projects on that. So, and I know that eventually you're gonna work hand in hand with him to see, hopefully, what can pull off there. These are convergent technologies that are really great, that will help to not only help Africa but across the world in different cities. So it's a great move. Thank you so much, Emanuel, for gracing the show today. Thank you so much. It's been fun and really exciting talking to you and getting a glimpse of what you're going to be presenting to the world and to many people in South Africa. Thank you so much.
I'm very hot to start. As you see, once I start, we can talk minimum 4 hours now. And this was, as you know better than I, because we're working very close together, my friend.
Yes.
This was only the top of so
Yes.
much more what we have to discuss. So I'm very, very glad that for this invitation. And I think we have a lot of overlapping where we will bring the wow effect to the audience once we start. Yes.
Exactly. No doubt about that. So, guys, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. Emanuel Suchefort, he's the co-founder of Pschentrix Inventors and also the CEO of Pschentrix Cities, a modular project of smart cities that is being blueprinted across the world. And I invite you to please register for the summit so that you can see the presentation of Emanuel come next month in South Africa. It promises to be a mind-blowing event, not just from the perspective of ideas, but the projects that will be put in place, as a result of the summit. This is,
as I said, sorry for interrupting you. We have this project. They are there. These are not ideas. We do it already. This is what the mind-blowing will be. This is that's the difference.
Yes. So you've had it. It's actually an implementation. It's just for it to be applied in that place. So it's I invite you guys, please register for the summit and have the opportunity to speak one-on-one with these brilliant minds that are changing the world. It promises to be very great and mind-blowing. Thank you so much for having the opportunity to talk to us, Mr. Emanuel, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Okay, not next week. I think we're having also more speakers on the show, and so we'll see you guys next time. And I indulge you to please register. We'll meet you there in South Africa.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Best regards from Germany. Take care. I look forward to it.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The dawn of a new generation is here, a new civilization. It all began in the mountains and valleys of our plains, where the first of our kind was born by Mother Nature, the cradle of humankind. Ever since then, our species have thrived. We've learned how to speak, write, fly, and create new worlds. Our journey of civilization has taken us to many lands, beyond waters and far into the depth of space. Today, the force of evolution has taken us to the new path. Are we ready to take this leap? To go on this journey, we must return to our origins. As we enter a new epoch for our species, we must understand that the origin of mankind is literally its future. We are leading humanity to this next phase. This is an invitation to begin the journey of the next level of our technological progress, from where our civilization began. Introducing GEN4IR, accelerating our singularity future for development in Africa.
TAF's Global Summit for 2022 will be held at the beautiful Sun City Resort in the Northwest Province of South Africa. It brings together delegates and speakers from various parts of the world who will come and share their experience and expertise and help to come up with collaborative solutions between academia, private and public institutions.
Now, at this summit, first, you will learn about the exponential technologies in communications and information, robotics, artificial intelligence, nanotech, and much more that are going to allow entrepreneurs and reformers in Africa to transform their economies, their institutions, and their whole societies. Second, you are going to be able to meet and talk with those reformers, the intellectuals, and the entrepreneurs who are going to create this transformation. And third, you can be part of the transformation yourself at this conference. You will be engaged. You will see what the future of Africa can be and should be if we unleash the creative intelligence and power of South Africans and people in all African countries.
We have to move along with the moving times. And if you're really concerned about the future of humanity and what we can do in order to change it or make it better for ourselves and for the coming generation, you have to be there. I'll be there 23rd and 24th of March 2022, Sun City, South Africa.
And the fact that no matter what, we can organize this special event in Sun City, and hope to see you soon, guys. Please check our website, our social media. We are working for you day by day to get together the prominent names all around the world, from biotech, longevity industry, eVTOL, flying car market, cryptocurrency, and artificial intelligence as well.
Futurists, transhumanists, singularitarians, longevity scientists, industry pioneers will converge to produce ideas that will inspire projects that will drive the fourth industrial revolution. TAVS is a gateway in and out of Africa. We have been connecting governments, companies, organizations, policymakers and entrepreneurs to come together to think, create and build the future of our species. This summit is a futurecast. It features everything from education, blockchain solutions, smart cities, medicine, life extension, amongst many others. Become part of the minds that will fashion the next generation of the fourth industrial revolution. It begins here. Welcome to Sun City.